You feel like you're stuck, like you've been trying, but nothing changes. You failed. Again and again and again. You wake up every day tired, not just physically, but tired of being behind, tired of watching others move forward while you're stuck in the same place. And deep down, you're not lazy, you're not weak. You just haven't found the switch yet. The switch that flips your mind from surviving to progressing, from existing to becoming obsessed with change. This isn't a motivational speech. This is a wake-up call, a call to every soul who's tired of being average, a message for the broken, the forgotten, the lost. Because once you understand this, you will never see your life the same way again. Today, you stop chasing results and start falling in love with progress. Welcome to the moment that changes everything. Part 1, the lie you've been sold. You've been lied to. Since the day you were old enough to dream, they told you success was about winning, trophies, followers, fast money, big moves, big results, big rewards. But nobody told you the truth. Nobody told you that progress, real progress, is quiet, lonely, slow, and invisible at first. They never told you that before you ever win, you will fail, not once, but hundreds of times. And it's in that failure where your obsession is born. Not the obsession to impress, not the obsession to show off, but the obsession to grow, to become better than you were yesterday, no matter what. You see, people don't stay stuck because they're lazy. They stay stuck because they think progress should feel good. It doesn't. Real progress, it burns. It breaks you. It humbles you. It demands everything from you before it gives anything back. And still, you show up. Not because it's easy, but because you've decided, this is who I am now. If you're still failing right now, you haven't lost. You're just standing at the beginning of something massive. But here's the deal. You don't get to move forward until you get obsessed. Not interested, not excited, obsessed with progress, obsessed with that 1% better every day, obsessed with your potential, even when no one sees it yet. Because once you stop caring about how long it takes and start caring about how deeply you're growing, you become unstoppable. Part 2, the turning point. From weakness to obsession, everyone has a breaking point. A moment where you hit the wall, where everything inside you screams, I can't do this anymore. That's the moment most people quit. They back off, they slow down, they shrink to fit the life they think they deserve. But not you, not anymore, because pain isn't your enemy, it's your fuel. You're not here because life has been easy. You're here because life broke you, and now you're choosing to rebuild yourself, brick by brick. That's the moment obsession is born, not when things are going well, but when everything's falling apart and you still refuse to quit, when you show up tired, broke, doubting yourself, but still grinding. That's obsession. Obsession isn't hype. It's not energy drinks and late nights. It's not motivation quotes and big speeches. Obsession is that quiet voice inside you saying, I will not die like this. I will not be average. I will not waste my potential. You don't need to have all the answers. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be relentless. You want success? You want change? You want to feel proud of who you are? Then you better get comfortable being uncomfortable. Because obsession doesn't care how you feel. It only cares how you show up. And every time you rise when life knocks you down, every time you move forward when it hurts, you're becoming the person you were meant to be. This is where the transformation begins. Part 3, why most people never make it and how you will. Let's be real. Most people won't make it, not because they're not smart, not because they're not talented, but because they can't handle the silence. They can't handle working hard with no applause, no one watching, no one cheering, just them, their thoughts, and the grind. That's where most people stop. They want progress, but only if it's convenient. They want growth, but only if it feels good. They want success, but they're not willing to pay the price. But you're not most people, because obsession isn't about conditions, it's about commitment. You're not doing this for attention, you're doing this because it's in your blood now. It's who you are, it's what you breathe. Listen to me. You've been counted out, you've been overlooked, you've been underestimated your whole life, and maybe a part of you started to believe they were right, but not anymore. Because the moment you decide to become obsessed with progress is the moment their opinions stop mattering. You don't need their permission. You don't need their validation. You don't need anyone to believe in you except you. Because obsession doesn't ask for approval, it commands respect. Every time you rise up when you could have stayed down, every time you grind in silence while the world sleeps, every time you keep going when your body says stop and your mind says quit, you prove to yourself you are the one who doesn't give up, the one who keeps moving, the one who will not let failure have the final word. This is your moment. Not tomorrow, not next year, right now. Part 4, the daily war, winning the battle with yourself. Here's the truth that no one tells you. The biggest fight of your life isn't against failure. It's not against poverty. It's not even against the people who doubt you. It's against you. Every morning you wake up, there's a war inside your head between the version of you that wants to stay safe and the version of you that's obsessed with greatness, and only one can win. Some days, the voice of doubt will be louder. The excuses will sound smarter. The comfort will feel better. But that's the trap, because every time you choose comfort over progress, you kill the part of you that was born to rise. And every time you choose growth, even when it hurts, you feed the fire that makes you unstoppable. No one's coming to save you. There is no secret formula, no perfect plan, no shortcut. There's just you and the grind. You either keep showing up or you stay stuck forever. Because the real difference between people who make it and people who don't isn't talent. It's not luck. It's obsession. Obsession is what makes you do it tired, do it alone, do it broke, do it scared, do it without praise, do it without proof. Obsession is what turns pain into power and failure into fuel. And once you let that fire take over, you don't ask, how long will this take? You say, however long it takes, I'm all in. This isn't about being better than others. It's about becoming better than who you were yesterday. It's about making peace with the struggle and finding joy in the fight. Because when you fall in love with progress, you stop chasing perfection and you start building something real. Part 5, the shift. When progress becomes identity. There comes a point on this journey where something inside you shifts. You stop chasing progress and you start becoming it. It's no longer a goal. It's no longer a choice. It becomes who you are. You don't need reminders. You don't need motivation. You don't need perfect conditions. You wake up with purpose. You train with intention. You show up because now it's your identity. You've become the person who doesn't give up, the person who keeps showing up, the person who lives in the process. And that shift, that internal transformation, that's what separates the temporary from the timeless. Most people chase outcomes. They want the body, they want the money, they want the recognition. But obsession, true obsession, is when the process becomes your addiction, when it's no longer about where you're going, but about who you're becoming along the way. That's when everything changes. You stop fearing failure because you understand it's the fuel. You stop needing validation because you're driven by something deeper. You stop quitting because quitting would mean betraying who you are now. You were never weak. You were just waiting to meet the version of you that didn't make excuses. You were just waiting to see what happens when you go all in. And now you've tasted it. Now you know what it feels like to be proud of your discipline, to feel the power of showing up for yourself day after day after day. This isn't a phase. This isn't a challenge. This is your new standard. You've stopped chasing results and started embodying greatness. Part 6, legacy, what you leave behind when you become unstoppable. What does it mean to be unstoppable? It's more than winning, more than reaching your goals, more than just personal success. It's about legacy. The legacy you leave behind isn't measured by money or fame or trophies. It's measured by the lives you touch, the example you set, the inspiration you spark in others. When you become obsessed with progress, you don't just change yourself, you change the world around you. You become a beacon of hope, a living proof that struggle can be overcome, that failure is just a step on the path to greatness. Your story, every failure, every fight, every moment you refuse to quit, that story will echo long after you're gone, and someone somewhere will hear it, and it will inspire them to get up, to fight, to keep moving. That's the power of obsession. It doesn't just build champions, it builds legacies. So ask yourself, what kind of legacy will you leave? Will you be the one who gave up, or the one who became unstoppable because they refused to quit? The choice is yours, and it starts now. Part 7, the power of small wins, building momentum. Every day, success doesn't come in giant leaps. It comes in small wins. Every day, every hour, every moment. There's a chance to move forward. Don't underestimate the power of small progress. A single step, repeated daily, compounds into unstoppable momentum when you focus on the little victories. The days you pushed yourself just a bit harder, the moments you chose growth over comfort. You build a habit that becomes a routine that shapes your identity. And once that momentum starts, you won't need motivation, you'll have momentum, a force so strong it carries you through the toughest days. So celebrate every small win, because every one of those wins is a building block, a brick in the foundation of your success. This is how obsession grows, one small win at a time. Part 8, overcoming fear, the true barrier to progress. Fear, but it's the invisible wall that stands between you and your dreams. It whispers doubts. It paralyzes your steps. It convinces you to stay safe. But here's the truth. Fear isn't real. It's a story you tell yourself. It's your mind's way of protecting you by keeping you small. But you were never meant to live small. You were born to grow, to conquer, to rise above. And the only way to break through fear is to face it head on. Every time you act despite fear, every time you step forward when your heart screams, stop, you shrink fear's power a little more. Until one day, you don't even notice it anymore. Fear will never disappear completely, but you can learn to move faster than it, to keep pushing even when it screams at you to quit. Because obsession isn't the absence of fear, it's the courage to keep going anyway. So don't wait for fear to go away. Don't wait to feel ready. Start now. Start small. Start scared, but start, because every step forward is a victory, and every victory builds the unstoppable you. Part 9, embracing failure, the pathway to success, failure. It's not the enemy, it's the greatest teacher you will ever have. Every failure is a lesson disguised as pain. Every setback is a step forward in disguise. The difference between those who succeed and those who give up is how they see failure. Some see failure as a stop sign, a reason to quit. Others see failure as a redirection, a chance to learn, adjust, and come back stronger. You have to choose which one you will be. Will you let failure break you, or will you let it build you? Remember, the most successful people in history have failed more times than you can count. They didn't stop. They didn't give up. They learned. Failure is not the end. It's the foundation. It's the forge where resilience is made. So embrace your failures. Celebrate your mistakes. Use them as fuel to become unstoppable. Because the road to success is paved with lessons learned from falling down. Part 10, the commitment, your promise to yourself. This journey, this path to becoming obsessed with progress. It demands one thing above all else, commitment. Not just a wish, not just a goal, but a promise to yourself, to never quit no matter what. Commitment means showing up when no one is watching, when the world is silent, when your energy is low, when failure feels heavy. It means pushing past excuses, pushing past pain, pushing past fear. Because greatness is born from commitment. It's forged in the moments when you want to stop. But you keep going anyway. So make that promise now, right here, right now, to become obsessed with progress, to embrace the struggle, to never give up, because when you do, nothing can stop you. Part 11, surround yourself with the right energy. No one achieves greatness alone. Your environment shapes who you become. Surround yourself with people who push you higher, people who challenge you, who believe in your potential even when you don't. Cut out the negative voices, the doubters, the distractions, because when you fill your life with the right energy, you'll find it easier to stay obsessed with progress. Positive influence fuels positive action, and action is the only way to keep moving forward. Part 12, the future is yours. Own it. This is your moment, the moment where everything changes. You have the power, the passion, the unstoppable drive. The future isn't some distant place. It's built with every step you take today. So own your future, own your progress, own your life. No more waiting, no more doubting. Because when you become obsessed with progress, when you refuse to quit, there's nothing you cannot achieve. This is your journey, your story, your legacy. Make it legendary.